Welcome to Aesthetic Academy.
Hello, welcome back to the Aesthetic Academy. I'm Tap, as always. I'm joined once again by the lovely Gravity Bee.
Aye.
And the wonderful Mintfish.
Oh, wee.
Bee, what are we doing today?
Well, this is Mint's idea, so Mint get the explanation.
Mint, what are we doing today?
So a very lovely event is coming in like a couple of weeks, which is Artfight. I don't know if I should explain Artfight first, which is basically you post your OCs on the Artfight website and people can draw your OCs and they get points for it, and you're kind of like battling with like in two teams, and it's like whoever has the most points win. Like it's like a fun little thing to draw each other's OCs. But since we're always like hecking unprepared, as in like I've only done this 1 year, but I can already feel the stress coming. Since we're unprepared for Artfight, mentally, emotionally, and physically, the idea was to just take our characters that we have created at one point in our life and just make a character sheet / just draw them / update their design for today. So that's
Okay.
That's
I dig it.
that's that.
Also, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but 3 years now and been on the winning team every year.
Don't want to toot my own horn, but only 1 year, and I won that year, my team won that year, so I think that, it was my influence. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Man, there is some people, our friend Sugared Row over at twitch.tv/SugaredRow, if you've never seen them, they made a huge point one. So, like, the more characters you add, the more points it's worth, and they did, like, what was it? Not like a Skype call. What's it called?
Zoom call?
Zoom call. I'm sorry. My ancient man is showing. Yes, a Zoom call of like a ton of characters, and it was worth so many frickin' points.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Who's spinning first?
You.
Me? Oh, we all know it's gonna be Hanksif. Alright, are we ready?
Why am I not posting?
I'm ready for Hanks. Around.
Cricket!
There you go.
My goodness boy!
Very lovely name.
I love Cricket. He's
There
a
you
good
go.
boy.
Good on.
Alright, who's next?
Hold on, I actually want to pull up the stream. I've been like pissing and pooping. Okay. Alright, B, you can go next.
Alright. Bonk. Dell. Yay. One of the twins from my comic.
Yeah.
You love that.
They're
Alright, I guess I'll do the boop-de-boop.
Boopity boop.
Oh, we got the sound with it. Very lovely. Oh my god.
Pepper.
Pepper. Yeah. Pepper. Actually, her name is Priscilla, but I think I want to change her name to Pepper. I don't know.
Hell yes. Alright, we got our characters.
We've got.
Why did I had like a
assignments.
feeling it was gonna be her? Like I was like thinking about it yesterday of like, I should probably like redesign her, and I made like, as like a soon to be 30-year-old in a couple of years, I start to be like my, like a typical mom with a Pinterest board for my characters.
Yeah.
And I was like looking at like stuff for this character like yesterday because I had like this slight suspicion.
All right, so I know that between a lot of us, or well, between three of us, we know quite a bit about each other's OCs and whatnot. We talk about them a lot. Some of us have comics over at Webtoons called Soul Seeker, who is about a boy who finds a matcha hoodle that lets him go into the afterlife and bring back one soul at a time. Check it out. It's got quite a few episodes now. It's really good. Anyway, so I digress. We know a lot about our OCs because we check out their comic over on Webtoons, or we've talked about it in previous streams or chats. But why don't you give us a rundown of what your OC is and what they're about? Let's start with Mint. I want to know about Pepper.
So the thing with me is that like all the things, stories and worlds are just like things in my mind that are never going to be on paper, but then sometimes I do draw like the characters. And Priscilla or Pepper or whatever we're gonna call her, because I think her first name was gonna be Priscilla and her last name was gonna be Pepper. She was going to be a friend of another character, which like I don't even know what her name is and how she was supposed to look like. And it was like with some dragon related shit. It was like super weird because I'm an emotional child and I needed to cope with things. And she was going to have her own bakery where she would sell like mainly pies, and I thought it was like super clever to have like a pie shop that was like related to like the mathematical pie, and then there was like like a wall that had like a wallpaper that just has like the like all the numbers and cringe. Yeah. But otherwise she doesn't really have like any personality, and I don't have like any can I actually open it here? No, I don't know. I don't have any artwork immediately available other than one that I have found like digitally, which is like from 2014, which is almost a decade ago. Oh, why is that so tiny? Well, I'm zooming in like there's no tomorrow. Like that's her.
Oh, all right. I dig it.
And that's it. Like no personality, no backstory other than I'm a lady and I bake and I make pie.
Yeah. I dig it though. I like her. She's a cutie.
Smash.
All right, B. Tell us about Dell.
Dell is one of two twins in my comic, Soul Seeker. They are a little child god. So they are, like, technically a few thousand years old, but they're still baby at their job. Their twin is Mar. Oh, hi, Tib. So Del and Mar play off of Delmar, which is like an IRL god. And I just kind of took it and was like, LOLOL. and cut it in half.
I like that, though.
So they work in basically law. So they work in like the judgment hall, where they're basically kind of the understudies for the judges of like the departed. So just the judges like decide where you go in the afterlife, basically. So they're kind of like the other studies and like trying to like learn about it, being like, shoot, like we gotta learn about this and we might take over this one day. but they're not terribly good at it. And usually, like, their portals go awry. But lately, they're fucking hitting the mark. They're doing it.
Hell yeah. They're the goodest of boys.
I absolutely stand them. Love them.
Alright,
Tap.
Oh yeah, huh. Alright, so my dude is actually my Final Fantasy character.
very good.
From the MMO. There's so much story. So the group I play with, we come up with like a bunch of story. We don't like role play or anything, but we do creative stuff where we'll come up with like stories and stuff about our characters and like figure out their personalities, and it's a fun like additional element, I think, to playing an MMO, because we get, you know, get that little bit of extra like connection to the characters instead of just being like, when's the next raid, dude, you know. But yeah, so it's kind of like when we had Rice and fuck, what was his name, our Pandarans, do you remember? Bean. Bean and Rice. From WoW, when B and I were playing. So we, you know, didn't super have like a ton of story, but like we had little elements and stuff. It was fun. But Cricket Sweetvale was his name. He's a cat boy. He's a good old cat boy. He's the goodest boy who doesn't want to hurt anybody, and he's super friendly and lovable. But he was raised by dragons. Because in the game, like, there's a whole storyline about like dragons and stuff, and like how they're kind of without spoiling too much of the story, because I know some people play it. They're not the mean evil monsters that everybody makes them out to be. And so it plays off that a lot of this guy that like he's not really. He's on the side of the monsters, you know, and what that sort of entails. But yeah, he's a good boy, and I love he.
I love him. I stan. Down to smash.
Yeah. I should probably pull up a reference of him. And this is back when he had like normal hair. Before I discovered I could make his hair pink. He's just a good little boy.
Good on.
But then also I have a friend who plays a character named Wyatt, who's more serious. And I drew that fucking Candace meme from
Mom.
Mom, holy fuck, so just Wyatt, holy fuck. Because we got to a point in the story that I was just like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that to happen. And he was ahead of me. So I sent this to him at like 2 a.m. Where I was like, I just got to the point. The crazy point. Anyway, oh my god. So yeah, he yeah, look at the, hold on. Does this not have Shaggy vibes to you?
For sure.
A bit. Shaggy.
Oh shit, that should be my next character. Shaggy. Roger.
Shaggy. Step forward. Unleash. Yeah.
Bless you.
Yeah. Exactly.
I did say unleash.
Chris.
Chris. You
Hello.
you kept your pinky double swear triple threat promise. Wanted to see how long I've been following my favorite father figure.
Is it me?
We're the conglomerate of a father figure.
Oh, it's so true. I'm sorry. I really wanted to make this about myself, but you were so right.
Also, I've been here for like 30 minutes. Then you better be drawing. I better see a drawing by the end of this. This is a threat. Always has been. My conglomerate daddy. Exactly. Yes. Get Jade drawing too. Everyone draw right now.
Everyone draw.
Art class, bitches. Get drawing or perish.
So the other thing about Cricket, right, is the player model looks really unsuspecting until he's not wearing a shirt. And then for some reason he's cut as fuck. So the people I play with were like, it's canon. Cricket is cut as hell. I was like, oh no, now I gotta draw him like fucking instead of like this cutest little soft cinnamon roll, I gotta draw him like fucking insanely jacked.
Or you could put a shirt on, just make him small man.
That's true, I could.
But tap only works by the way of the buff.
It's true. I do only work by the way of the buff. Cricket is like Ned Flanders. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
He is really sweet like that too. He's like, "Hey, how's it going, friends? How you doing?"
But is he religious derogatory?
What?
I mean, he's not religious, but like he worships the dragons and stuff. He's like basically they call anybody who worships dragons like heretics. Anybody who's like, hey, how come you're not worshiping God and instead you're just like, maybe dragons aren't so bad. You're clearly the most evil person that's ever existed. And Cricket's like, well, guess I'm evil.
Yes, I'm a bad man.
Tuna, you never replied to me when I said that you should play what do you call it with us? V Rising.
Oh yeah, also are you only into the new Final Fantasy, or are you like all Final Fantasies?
Me?
Yeah.
I like all Final Fantasies.
Okay, because Lemon asked if there was any Final Fantasy fuckers in the group chat, and I was just like, Tap plays it.
Yeah.
And they asked if it was only 14, and I was like, I don't know, because she only likes 7 and a spin-off, I think.
No, I like oh, you did join the server. Okay, cool. Alright. But yeah, no, I like all of them. They're all really good. I'm not like a diehard like a lot of people are in terms of like, this is the only good Final Fantasy, because I'm like, I mean, they're all good. My favorite one, I think, is Tactics, because that's one where they're all like cute little chibi dudes and like you run around and it's like an isometric version of the game, and like it's this whole, I don't know, it's a really cute story. I dig it.
Relaying the message.
You can re-invite me to that, by the by. I don't mind.
Message established.
I can join in and be like, I heard you were talking shit.
We don't have a 4-panel, Chris. I haven't made a 4-panel overlay.
Oh, yeah.
I have a big one for Artfight, but I don't have I don't have a big one for AA.
So if there would be an Artfight stream happening, that's gonna be on the AA channel, right?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. I mean, it seemed like an obvious thing, but you know.
Well, you're telling the
Brain.
masses.
Yeah.
And it'll be in our Artfight server. Ho ho ho.
Wish that there was like sort of a way that you can connect the two channels, like the two Discord channels.
Yeah.
Because I do think that there should also be like an Artfight channel in the Aesthetic Academy Discord, probably linking to the Artfight.
Well, usually I usually make like an Artfight like channel in like my Discord and stuff, so we could do that in AA this year too. And then the Artfight stream court is kind of more vetted people. We'll figure it out later. Oh, we'll figure it out later. I also figured out how to change the portraits on DBD, so I've been loving with that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so, you can change, like, the character portraits to, art. Or, like, whatever people have made.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody did a tarot cards of all the killers.
Oh, sick.
Except I don't think they have the Onryo and the Dredge yet.
Yeah.
But they look fucking awesome. And then somebody did like some... Man, they did like a really fucking slapping good Heidi. But all the other ones are kind of eh. That's what I changed it to anyway, but... It's like such a cool style, and it looked so cool, and then the other ones are just kind of like, borderline meme-ish. Because, like, I think they were just doing kind of like the memeing aspect.
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can find the tarot cards. Oh, someone did, like, complete, like, Lego portraits for them.
Oh, that's cute.
I saw that as well.
That's what the Lego ones look like.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
And these are the Survivor pack that I'm using.
Oh, okay.
And this is the tarot cards.
Oh, those are good. They're kind of like, fuck, what are they? The, Dragon Age Inquisition and stuff did it with a lot of, like, the characters and stuff, where they would, the cards would change as you progressed with stories through them. So, like, with Sarah's, like, depending on if she like if you befriended her or not. By the way, spoilers for like a really old game, but with Sarah, like one of hers would go from like her being, you know, sitting like huddled and sitting on top of like a roof to like her doing this really nice pose of like shooting her like bow downwards, and like they always make their weapons like out of gold and stuff. Yeah, it's really, I don't know, they're really good. If you get a chance, you should look them up.
Hell yeah.
Because God, they're gorgeous.
Also, if anyone wants those portraits, they're all on Perks by Daylight. Apparently you can also change like the perk icons too.
Yeah. People have been like kind of like, some people have been like cautious about that because they have like heard that like even like making like some modifications to the game that it could get you banned, but I don't think that actual behavior really cares about that.
Mm.
No, because a lot of streamers have it, like official like streamers that have all like the, you know, that Twitch shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm.
They all have it. So at least the character portraits anyway.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with his fucking legs. Man, Dragon Age is a good game. They're making a 4th one now, which like a lot of people are really excited about it. Huh?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. I fucking love Dragon Age.
Oh man, last night after we got off PPD, I spent like an hour as Ghostface just vibing.
Yep.
So I would, as soon as I spawn in, I would crouch and then just wait.
Yep.
And anyone that would run across me, I would just slowly track them with my mouse, just watching them run by.
That's very good.
But usually they'd realize I'm just fucking around, and then they'd, like, come up and, like, we'd do a little dancey dance.
Yep.
But I help some people get their invitations, so.
Oh, nice. Well, that's sweet of you.
Yeah.
And like some killers.
Yeah, like literally every time, like I'd, like you get to the end screen, I would just be like, GG, hopefully you got a break from the tunneling and got some invitations.
Yeah.
There was also one game, I played as Mikey because I didn't have enough blood points anymore to keep going as, like, Ghostface with the, special event shit. So I literally just tailed Bill for, like, 20 minutes. I tried to tell him I was farming, but there's, like, no way, so I was just like, I'll just literally just follow you around.
Yeah.
Maybe
So I
that was
just
what
kind
the
of
other
just
Michael was
zoomed
trying
after
to
him.
do. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
because
what
it's
we-
hard to communicate
Yeah.
without crouch.
Mm.
Well, you could be like, here's a pallet, and then like do the
I
little
did-
wacky
I did-
thingy.
I did that, but like none of them really caught on. A Claudette did, but they were still kind of like,
Not trusting.
yeah. So I was like, I'll leave you be. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I kept getting either Freaking, I kept getting that damn corn map. Always the fucking corn map.
It's always the corn.
I was always in the corn. I don't understand. What is it with Ghostface and his corn? I don't know. What is the lore behind that? Why him love corn so much, Chris? Why him love corn?
Why do him love corn?
Why Ghostface love corn, Chris?
Why Ghostface love corn?
Chris has gotten more conscious about anything I ever say because they think it's gonna end up in a like D's nuts joke.
Oh yeah.
So, what did I ask them last? What did I ask them last night?
You were if something Netflix or if they yar it and they were like.
Yeah. I was like, do you watch your cartoons on Netflix or do you yar it?
Yeah.
And they were just like, what? I'm like, yar it. And they were like, I get Hulu and Disney Plus with my phone subscription. I'm like, that's not what I asked. And they were just like, oh, I'm more conscious about what you're gonna say because I'm afraid I'm gonna say I yar stuff and you're gonna tell me to yargle down these nuts or something.
Oh shit.
And I was like, no. There's a show on Netflix that just came out called Dead End Park, I believe.
Oh,
And the main character is trans man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and he's actually voiced by a trans man.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
Yarn just like that one game that we play together, man. The pirate game?
Oh, you're gonna also... Now I'm also, like, scared. See if these nuts fit in your mouth or whatever it is.
Yeah, you got it. Oh. You know. Damn.
Yeah, you should have done it like 20 minutes from now and not when we just talked about...
Yeah, that's true. I'm stupid.
I was afraid. I was scared. I was petrified.
It's okay. Tap can talk a bit more about dragons.
Dragons?
Yeah. Dragon D's nuts across your face.
Damn it! Oh, fuck. Wow, how did I get right? We literally just talked about this. Oh. Fuck, I'm done. Alright, good night, everybody.
I was trying to volleyball to set it up for you. But you were just like, huh?
I walked
so I was
right,
like, all right.
into it.
Wow.
No.
Add stream marker.
Oh no.
Yeah, now you kind of look like Candace.
Nope. Nope.
What?
I literally just fell for one. I'm not gonna do it again. Did you see that on Game Grumps? There's like a really good animated one of them where Aaron actually gets Dan with a "What's up, dog?"
I know. It happened a while ago, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it was forever ago.
Classic.
Yeah, I remember someone trying to pull that on me, and it simply doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me because they were like, "Oh, it kind of smells like up dog, right?" And I'm like, "I don't know what that is."
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know what you mean. What is that?
That's like Henway.
True.
God, it's like being in a boys' locker room in here. I smell the axe.
The axe?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm curious.
There
The
were
boys-
some.
I think we're on the same path to a story, Tab.
There were some dudes that would literally replace showers with Axe body spray.
Me.
Yeah. That's
It's like,
true.
God, no. Like, dog, what
My-
are you doing?
Yeah, but my story in high school, so they would kind of burn the fuck out of the wall by like basically creating like mini blowtorches with them.
Oh
Like
God.
in the boys' locker room. But I don't think this story happened at my school, but I remember reading about it on the internet. So to keep like that spray with Axe body spray, there's basically kind of like I don't think maybe it is liquid nitrogen, but not like to that extreme, you know, it's just something that sprays out cold. Like
it's
cold
just
and numbing.
aerosol.
Yeah. So there was like this rumor that'd be like, oh, if you spray it on your nip and then flick it, it flies off, right? So they essentially like did mole removal on their nipple.
Oh my God.
Because they were just like, that can't be true. Zzz, flick, and I think it hit the person telling this story in the face.
Oh my God.
Because I remember reading about that.
I was
That's
like waiting for
wild.
you to
Bring it around for these nuts.
well, you know when you told that one story about like the guy.
You
that
want
fell
me to
into a
tell it
table?
right now?
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
tell the class, tell the stream.
Hold on. Just gotta check this pose, you know? Just gotta really look at it. Alright. So did I ever tell you guys the story of how I lost my fiance to a guy so clumsy he lost his eye to a coffee table? You guys know that story?
No,
I've never
please.
told that story to us, B.
Tip Chris, Tuna. Have you ever heard this story before? Have I ever told it to you? Have I ever told it on stream?
I don't know that you've actually told it on stream.
Probably not. Alright, so negative. Okay. So I was in college about what, 6 years ago? Yeah, that sounds about right. Sorry, Chris, the question's already over. And you're not allowed to comment on it anymore through this story. So I was in college about 6 years ago, and I roomed with this guy named Joe. Like, the dude was like Steve Urkel levels of clumsy. Like, except it wasn't a sitcom, obviously. Like, this is IRL. The dude broke his arm twice in the year that I knew him. And I was about to get married at this point in time, and he walks in on us kissing. He didn't expect us there and wound up tripping and falling on top of our glass, like, coffee table. And unfortunately, like, the doctors couldn't save his eye when he got to the hospital. So he ended up having to wear one of those, like, sterile cotton things. You know, that kind of looks like an eye patch, like he looked like Kaya from Genshin Impact, like, during the healing process. So my fiance started feeling, like, really guilty that we startled him to begin with. So she was basically nursing him back to health. And during this time, I realized that I, like, really knew nothing about, like, the guy. So I kept asking, like, my fiance, since they were getting kind of close, with all the nursing back to health stuff. and she'd tell me like, not now or something similar, and like go off to see my roommate, nurse him back to health. Anyway, he gets healed up, and she really fell for him, like Nightingale syndrome hard. So they get up and pack everything and leave. No note, no nothing, no phone call. Not even like a fuck you go to hell. Like, what the fuck? Haven't heard from them since. But basically the in short is, if it weren't for Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
God damn.
Everybody in our chat right now.
Yeah.
They left. Just
Look at the picture of my stream, man.
I don't appreciate this.
basically the homophobic dog being like, Facebook warned me about people like you.
It's true. I'm hopping to Ludwig's stream. Fine, go to YouTube, you sellout. Get out of here. But still do art. That's the one takeaway.
You know, and when you were telling that story the first time, I was like, you had a fiance and you never told me?
That's how I felt when Chris said, like, how is your nipple piercing, man? I was like, oh my god, Mint has nipple piercing and never told me.
I don't know how you would even bring that up, though. Like, you know, like if I had nipple piercings, I don't know that I'd just be like, oh yeah, B, by the way, I got nipple piercings.
Oh, I would have showed her for sure.
Oh my god.
Well,
I would have seen the picture.
Well, I mean, like,
For free?
I know Jade does, because Jade talks about them all the time. Like,
Oh.
they're itchy, or like, same with like people talk about nose piercings. Like, oh, they're a little itchy, or it's a little crusty today, or it got snagged in something, and ow, it hurt. You know?
Who's telling you that their nose piercing is crusty?
It's a common occurrence.
Michelle.
Yeah, but like, that's something I would keep to myself. I wouldn't be like, yeah, man, my fucking nose piercing's crusty. It's wild.
Nah, man, I would, like, if like, my ear piercing would be, like, kind of gross, I would be telling the world about it.
Mm.
I once had, like a zit, like, around it, and it looked like I was having an earring, like a yellow earring. And I was like, ew, what is this? There, I told the world.
And the world listened. Chris.
Can I have some of those crusts? Can I, like, forbidden chips?
Forbidden chips? Well, it's not
Whoa.
forbidden. It's more like, niche, hard to obtain chips.
Mm-hmm.
The golden
I don't know,
chip.
with some men's hygiene.
You're right.
Oh,
You got me there.
Oh no! I know dudes who are like, like they'll like not shower for like 2 weeks because they're playing fucking video games or something, and like, ugh.
Oh my god, it's me.
No, don't ever be that dude.
But also, you know, sometimes when you are depressed.
Right, but like, the guy we know was like, spent 2 weeks not bathing, and then when his significant other got home, they were like, so we're gonna bone down, right? He was like, oh, buddy. That
Oh
is
no, like
not
at that
the-
point, like if I would be like I would know for myself that I'm like stinking up the place. Like sometimes you would just want to be gross for a little bit so that you can like sweat it all out and then you wash it off of you. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect my partner to like
To,
get
like,
up in my
fucking-
stack.
Yeah, right? Get up in my stack. Wow. I got some
It
nice
adds
boob sweat for
flavor.
you. Yeah.
It adds flavor, babe.
Babe, it adds flavor. I saved all this flavor for you, babe. Ugh. You left out that every dish they owned was dirty and there were half drank. Look, okay.
Let's
It was disgusting. It was just like, how are you a functional human being? This is, no.
wait, how do I wait, what? Ah, like this. Oh lordy, is it gonna be time to flip the canvas?
It ain't so. I will not go.
You can't make me flip the canvas! You can't do it!
Why is it always... What's up? Like... Is it because I am right-handed that, like, one side just looks squished but the other side doesn't?
So, it actually has to do with the way that we do something called chasing proportions. What you'll do a lot of times is you'll start the drawing on one side, and you'll base a lot of your proportions from that point on, like, on earlier made lines, but you'll hyperfocus. You'll do it not in the context of the entirety of the piece, but instead of the most nearest piece, right? That's why we'll end up with, like, legs that are way too long or legs that are way too short, heads that are too big or too tiny. It's because we're making them in proportion to, like, the neck or the, like, arms and stuff, and we're not actually doing this thing where, where we, like, mark where the top is, where the mid is,
Tap.
and then, like, how wide, what?
Uh-oh. Tap. Anyone? Hello?
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 B? B can't hear us. Uh-oh.
Okay, so it was B that cut out, not me.
Uh-oh.
Well. We're experiencing some technological differences.
I was, like, you were talking about, like, the too head, too small, too big stuff, and then it just cut out. And, like, my, voice chat settings said I was still at, like, 27, like, megaseconds an hour. It's just like, hello? Tab?
Hello?
Anyone?
Yeah, we
Mint?
Yeah?
Okay, just checking.
Oh, right. Unlock that. And move.
Sometimes you gotta scream into the void. Hope the void answers back.
Alright. Let me know when you're back.
I am back. I'm sure I have it live.
Do you? Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Bam. Alright. Hold on. We'll go. Whip. There we go.
It's fine.
Okay.
Everything is fine.
Everything's fine. We're all fine here. Oops. Let me... In my house or in my car. Boop. Ba-ba-da-ba-bum. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. Cricket, you're such a good boy. You just do all the good boy things.
Oh my god, since we have been like talking about like Shaggy, I really wanna watch the Scooby-Doo movie.
Sure, I'm down. We should pick a day.
Like, right now. Quit stream.
Quit stream. No more.
I think it was actually a good movie, or was I just a child remembering it being really good?
The live action?
Yeah.
They were actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
A lot of people give them a lot of crap, but I don't know. I thought they were really good.
I think most people just look at like the CGI they were using, it just being like,
Well, it's also like kind of like outdated.
And we still gotta watch the Blair Witch one.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that one.
One day.
Oh my god, speaking of CGI, the fucking... Okay, like, Stranger Things spoilers, but I don't know if you guys have watched it, but like maybe someone has watched it and can relate, but there's like, you know, like a transformation scene in the last episode of this season, and it was horrible for like this day and age, and for I think the budget that they would have, because like Stranger Things is now like a big thing, right?
Yeah.
You would think that they would have like some better CGI.
Yeah, it might have been just time constraints, because like they like just lifted most of the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I think Billy, is that the right one? The one that plays the lifeguard?
Yeah.
All of his scenes were done in Australia. He wasn't actually there.
Oh shit.
But he only did one thing, so it wasn't like...
it wasn't like a big thing, but like, he still did it like in Australia by himself.
True.
Oh god.
But that was also like with the Encanto things that, you know, like the actors had to like record themselves singing some of the songs.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I think most voice actors just do it in their own studio now. A lot of voice actors have their own studios. I'm here right now. He didn't even use a studio, he just used his iPhone 13 to record. Is that a true fact? Because I imagine he probably just went to his studio in Australia. Maybe they did, Chris, but I think you're gaslight gatekeeping girl bossing me right now. Must have been really annoying to edit all the footage considering it was all upside down. Being in Australia. It's true. The green screen was upside down.
Make this boy's shoulders a little bit smaller. He's not that big.
No, that's why they had him do it in Australia, because everything was already upside down for the upside down.
Oh shit.
Less editing. Think smarter, not harder.
It's true.
Okay. People might be freaking out and being like, wow, that's too much detail for this. This is actually a comic book trick where you, like, map out the entire anatomy and then you figure out what parts, like, will catch the most light, and then you kind of work backwards, so you tone down the line work, and you just catch, you know, specific points. So don't worry. He's not gonna look like a meat suit this whole time.
Unless
Stranger Things is just literally a story about 4 kids finding a portal to Australia. It's true. They were the ones to truly dig what was it, a hole all the way through the earth to the other side of the world.
Oh shit.
So, is this going to be a controversial topic of saying that it is actually kind of an issue how series get, especially like a series that big, get, like the season gets put on Netflix all at once instead of like weekly episodes? Because the problem is that, like for me, I didn't have the chance to, you know, binge watch it. And, like, not even, like, a day or two when it was, like, well, how do you say it? Online, posted live. There was already, like major spoilers everywhere, but also by, like, the official, like, Stranger Things Twitter.
Oh, no.
Like, they had, like, revealed, like, you know, what major character is.
Oh,
and I was
God.
like, I haven't seen the first episode yet. Like, calm down.
Yeah, that's definitely, that's bad. They should know better. But like in terms of,
They did like a split, like a post of like a split face of the major character. And I was like, oh well, gee, thanks. It's been like maybe a week or so.
Yeah, no, they should definitely know better in terms of that. Like, but in terms of like other people actually spoiling it, so like video games have been dealing with that a ton, like since, you know, their inception of people just like spoiling a game that's come out, you know, day of, and it's hard to navigate that stuff, but it's definitely an issue, I think, when they build the media towards binging, because not everybody likes to binge, and not everybody has the time to binge, but it seems like that's more of like a trend that's been occurring, is like, you know, you get these shows that are designed for people to watch them in like a fucking day. And then, you know, everybody's talking about it. And then if you're not on that hype train, if you're not, you know, watching every second of every day, you know, then like you get spoiled for so much shit. It was like that with Game of Thrones. You know, where like they would be like, "Oh my god, did you see today's episode? Like this crazy shit." you know, and that was even released episodically.
Yeah. But then I think you still have a chance to, like, somewhat avoid. Then you can be like, okay, I'm gonna avoid the internet for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, this new episode came out. I will watch it today. I will not go on Twitter or whatever. And then be like, whatever. But now it's like, everything was already there. And you're just like, okay, well, I have time to watch a couple of episodes today, and then maybe some tomorrow, and then bam, mega spoiler. And it's also like an issue on TikTok that people are like posting the spoilers there. And then the problem is, I couldn't get out of Stranger Things TikTok.
Oh,
Whether
no.
or not I said I like, you can be like, oh, but then, you know, you can like say that you're not interested and whatever, and block the accounts. And I'm like, no, my dude. You're in there and you can't get out.
Yeah, definitely if it's big enough. If it's big enough, it is absolutely the case of, like, you're stuck in this. This is so pervasive in all of, you know, media and whatnot that, like, good luck. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is wild. It's definitely becoming a problem, I think. I mean, of course, it's like a silly problem to have, you know.
Yeah, of course, like first world problem.
Yeah. But you know.
But we still are allowed to complain about things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know. Yeah, it's annoying. I've avoided a lot of shows that get a ton of hype specifically because of that. Like, I was never into Game of Thrones, and I know that's kind of like a popular take now that everybody's disappointed with it. But I just was never into it, and like everybody's like, oh, you gotta watch it, we gotta do like watch shows and stuff like that, and I was just like, nah. I think when things get overhyped, it definitely leads to that's all anybody wants to talk about, and then like, if you're not caught up on the show, if you can't dedicate your hour, like your every waking hour to this thing, then you risk... It's like artificial FOMO, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like a fear of missing out. It's like a threat of missing out, you know?
Oh, for sure.
So it's like, I would gladly just watch it on my own time, but if I don't, like, speed through this and, you know, basically do my homework... Like, the next time you're at the water cooler, you know? Like, I say water cooler, you guys know what I mean. Like, don't be pedantic, you know? But, I mostly mean comments. Like, tap nobody hangs around a water cooler. Like, firstly, you should be drinking water. Secondly, you know, sorry, your Slack chat at work.
Oh my god. PTSD, if I may call it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it happened, like, because, like, your coworkers want to talk about it, and it's not really fair to be, like, you're not allowed to talk about, you know, cool series that everybody's watching in the office currently, because, like, you know, that's going to take away their fun and stuff, but, like, it's, I don't know, it's this weird thing that, like, just kind of invades our lives, and media's been getting crazier and crazier and more, like, essential. Like, the essential watch that you have to do, you know?
But it's especially bad if it's then, you know, the ones who create the media.
Yeah, no, there's no excuse for that.
Because I think it was like, Mouse said to me that they showed, like, the transformation of Vecna.
Yeah.
And, which is like, I mean, the show is not out for that long, right? Yeah. It's been only like, what, maybe 2 weeks?
So, I haven't seen the show, but I do know Vecna from D&D. Is this person a fucking necromancer?
Like, can he bring people back from the death, necromancer?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so. I think it was just...
the complete opposite.
Yeah. I don't know why they named him what was the reason that they named him Vecna? Like, they were playing, like, a D&D. Does Twitter not have spoiler tags? It does, but I feel like you still can't avoid it. Like, you can have whatever tags, and somehow it can still slip through.
Some people don't even do that either. And then, like, some people will promote tweets to try to, like, you know, get ahead of the curve and get their hot take.
Oh, yeah, that, like I was thinking, like, that you could put your own tags, like, into the like, muted words. I thought that's what Tip meant, but no, like, yeah, people don't use spoiler tags, absolutely not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, Tip doesn't social media. we both
valid.
Bad at social media.
I mean, that's extremely valid.
Yeah, I should be good at social media, considering my job kind of relies on it. But,
I mean, artists that are up to date with social media and update their artist work on social media, non-existent.
Right. Being an artist is hard sometimes. Like, you gotta remember, like, you're being your own manager, your own, like, media, like, person, your own, you know, like, advertising and all that sort of shit. So if you're ever stressed out and feel like you're not being successful at being, like, a you know, entrepreneur, like a self artist, remember, like, some of these people will literally hire people to do, like, shit like their hashtags for them and stuff, you know? And, like, their you know, studios have, like, media managers. Like, that's a thing. And if you're ever looking for a job and you can't figure out what you want to do with your life, but you're really good at, like, Twitter and shit, like, look at being a social media manager. Some people, like, man, if you can get engagements and stuff, and if, like, you look at somebody's thing, you're like, oh man, they should post this, and then they could put it under, like, this, like, I don't really know how to do it, because, like, again, I don't do it. I'm, like, the case for hiring a social media manager, you know, because I'm like, I'm gonna delete this, and then B's like, you should post that, like, you should just post this. Like, you need to post this shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, huh? That's how people discover you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah. Boy, I'm really great at promoting Soulseeker on Webtoons, a comic about a boy who has a machacoodle that allows him to travel into the afterlife to bring back one soul at a time.
It's
I'm
true.
internally screaming
Why are you internally screaming?
with gratitude. But we're also halfway through here, so we should take like a 5-minute break here to get some wah, do some stretches,
To yell at Tab.
to really take my gloves off and feel the life slip away.
That's
right.
also true.
We'll be back, everybody. Enjoy our little BRB screen.
Our newest YouTube video on YouTube
God.
now.
Exclusively on YouTube this time.
Link in description.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right. Welcome back. Hopefully everybody's stretched and whatnot. B held me at gunpoint and said that I had to. So, you know. Man.
If you enjoyed that little break, that little video, you should go check it out on YouTube. Figure out how it ends. See more of the thickest main character. Yeah.
Yeah. She do be the thickest main character, like, damn.
Mm-hmm. The world's the thickest MC.
The thickest Minecraft.
Gosh. It's true. I don't think Minecraft can contain all her pixels.
Damn, man, yours is looking real good.
Thank you, babe.
You got that, like, that perfect fucking taper on your lines, too. You got that, like, thick to thin comic book style. Like, damn.
Not even on purpose.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works.
Smash.
Look at Dell.
Their baby.
Their baby.
Now, let me look at Cricket's ass.
Zoom. Enhance.
Enhance, for sure.
You could see all of the points where I cut and moved and adjusted and where I'm trying to fucking figure out anatomy.
You know what? Same. Valid.
Let me just real quick. Here we go. We'll just boop, boop. Done. That's
I think I
that's
might
all
have
you
to
gotta
do a little bit of moving too.
Yeah. All right. So now what we do is we merge that layer and then we go down again. We lower the opacity one more time and then we're gonna work with our fucking pencil. Alright. Oops. Come on. There we go. I don't like that line. There we go.
There we go. Good enough.
Boop.
Yeah, not too bad on the flip either.
Good. That's what we like to hear.
Not too shabby.
Like, did you say not too shaggy?
Can't wait for us to become multiverses streamers.
Oh, hell yeah.
What does that mean?
It's Smash, but it's free. But it's basically, is it? It's not Nickelodeon's. Is it Cartoon Network's?
Warner Brother.
Well, it's Warner Brothers, basically Smash. So they put a bunch of characters in it. So like Shaggy's in it, and he does like the meme, the like I only use 1% of my power. I think Batman's in it. I think I sent it to you, man. Because I think Batman and Wonder
remembering
Woman,
things.
it was a while ago. Granted, it was like maybe like a month ago.
And also, it doesn't guarantee that I actually have looked at it.
You don't read my DMs, and you admit that on stream.
I do admit it on stream. Caught in 4K.
I'm gonna go walk backwards into an ocean. I'll be right back.
But also, like a month ago, when I was like sort of radio silent.
It's true. I just simply spammed you so you'd talk to me.
And I was like, actually, I'm depressed, so fuck off.
I said Mint will get all these messages. But I was young and naive. Yeah, so it's basically a Smash kind of type. There's also Finn and Jake. I think the two that they had from Scooby-Doo right now was Velma and Shaggy.
Oh, fuck
Velma.
yeah, Velma main.
Absolutely.
Apparently when she drops her glasses, the screen goes blurry.
Oh my god.
That's her power?
No, it's just like her down move, I think. Or her, like, crawl. What else? Who else? I think it was Wonder Woman and Batman. And then Harley Quinn, the Tasmanian Devil.
Our girl fucking hardly squint?
Yeah, Hardly Squint.
When are they gonna add Scooby-Doo to Fortnite? That's what I'm wondering.
They have a bat bling that like would be perfect for Scooby-Doo. It's literally like a dog in a backpack. Like they could just simply add like a skin to it, like they did like with the Sock Monkey, where they released a new Sock Monkey style. Just release like a style for it with Scooby-Doo. That'd be awesome. Because I think people were asking Scooby-Doo in Fortnite when. I think it was Fortnite. Oh no, it was DBD. It was DBD. It was like an edited version of the gang in DBD.
Honestly, I would love that.
I was gonna say, if they added fucking Scooby-Doo in DBD, I'd actually play it.
Yes. Because, they could make Scooby-Doo I think that's what they edited, like, the Demogorgon to be Scooby-Doo in, like, the edited video I watched.
Oh, that's very good.
But obviously, since they lost the license, it would have to be, like, a new, like, a skin for someone. That's not the Demo Puppy. Or...
I hope they will get the license back.
Maybe they will.
Because I don't know if, like, Netflix's game, that, like, because that's what I heard, that was the reason why they lost the license.
Wait,
because
they're not allowed to
Netflix
use
was
the
going to make their
Demogorgon
own
anymore?
game.
Oh.
Sorry?
I said they're not allowed to use the Demogorgon anymore?
They can't sell it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or the cosmetics, or whatever.
Yeah, so, like, if you already own them, you have them.
Yeah.
But, they removed the map and, like, all the cosmetics to buy and, like, the actual characters, you can't buy them anymore, but you can still play them.
Oh, that's
Or
good.
you can buy them if you buy, like, a... What's it called? Like a code thing.
Yeah.
But it's not... You know, they don't actively sell them anymore.
That map was my favorite map too. We'll get on there and start the petition up. I'm sure you have a bunch of DBD people that would sign it.
People already have made petitions for it.
Yeah, I see Netflix not making their own game anymore since they cut like a bunch of funding. I know we were talking about it before, and then I had the thought, and then I forgot about it. But, MatPat did a video about, like, saving Netflix, where it was basically talking about that issue where they, like, it's a bunch of binge culture now and not bi-weekly, like, or weekly like it used to be.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of interesting. It was more like one of his, like, more, like, documentary kind of formats, but it was still, like, maybe an 18-minute video or less.
Yeah, binge culture for sure worked during COVID quarantine, but now that everyone is going back to work, except for me, then then it doesn't really, work like that anymore. Like, people have a job, have a life outside of their home to watch series.
I have the purple. Maybe I'll just make it by client art just because.
Oh, I'm a bumblebee.
True. A bumblebee that likes to eat KFC.
Spare me the salary.
What?
I'm a bumblebee that likes to eat my KFC. This is what happens when you turn off the notifications for TikTok and never open it again.
Oh yeah, huh? Oops. I think my most recent that like when I like dipped from everything, I think I deleted all my shit.
May have.
Honestly, the way how TikTok is for me, I might as well also just commit and delete it. It's just so frustrating to be like on a side of TikTok that you don't want to be, and there is nothing you can do about it. It's like, oh, but just like, click not interested, and I'm like, honey boo boo, that doesn't work. At least not for me. I am still in Finnish TikTok, and it's like either like those like young students who go partying, and it's also all in Finnish, which I can't relate to anymore because I'm not a student anymore and I'm getting too old to go out partying. Or it's like underage cosplayers. And then I'm just like, I don't want this. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Scroll through, like, just look up things and go through, like, a tag and like a bunch of shit.
I do that, and TikTok really is like, no, sorry. It's this Finnish person talking about alcohol poisoning.
TikTok said you're stuck here.
And it's then so funny because Mouse has like a completely different For You page. And I'm just like, send me all your TikToks, please. Get me out of here. And I simply can't.
We'll both make you a curated For You page.
Please.
You never actually have to go down through your For You page again. You just have to be in the DMs.
I'll be in the DMs. But then it kind of sucks because I need TikTok to browse mindlessly so I can get away from my thoughts. And then it's like, actually, here's like things that you don't like. Good luck.
Here's some to really piss you off.
Yeah.
Tinkerbell.
The one guy who has a podcast.
Me.
At least I have blocked him so that I don't see any of his content.
Some people also really can't binge watch stuff. Centaur World was the only thing I've been able to watch all at once. Yes. Centaur World is very good. Everyone go watch.
It is really, really good.
Of what service is that?
Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh, if they would have it in Europe. Unless it's a Netflix original.
Yeah, it is a Netflix original, actually.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Which is like another entire issue of like there being so many streaming services, but then most of them don't have the shit that I want to watch.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Finland and Europe and whatever, and oh yeah, well then get a VPN, but then for whatever reason, then it doesn't work, and then.
Oh yeah, I mean it's cyclical now. I mean, streaming services have basically just reinvented cable.
Mm-hmm.
So but costs more.
Yeah. It's the same shit all over again, and then eventually it's gonna become the same thing, and we'll just keep reinventing the wheel.
Mm-hmm. And at that point, I'm then kind of pro yarring.
There's some. I need to make a disclaimer. I do not support nor condone the act of piracy or theft, at least not publicly, on Twitch. That being said, there are some creators who will actively give you links on how to pirate their media, because a lot of places like publishing houses will rake them over the coals, and there's a lot of people who believe that information should be free and that everyone should have easy access to it. So, you know, I'm not against the act of piracy in cases like that, where these creators have given you the go-ahead, especially when it's clearinghouses and stuff, and like publishing houses that are manipulating the rights and stuff. Like look at the House of Mouse, right? And how they keep manipulating the copyright laws and stuff in order to maintain their control over Mickey Mouse, to keep them from going into the public domain.
Mm-hmm.
There is also an issue. By the way, Winnie the Pooh, you got to be careful with that. It's in public domain now, but the book version is in public domain. Not the Disney cartoon one. You can't touch that one. So as long as he's not wearing a red shirt, you're fine. But be careful, people who are like, "Oh yeah, Winnie the Pooh's in public domain now." It's like, nope. You'll still get litigated to hell and back. So be careful, content creators.
Be careful. Oh yeah, I know on. Oh, go ahead, man.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just gonna talk about the copyright thing. So, like, on YouTube, it's also kind of like becoming a problem, because like anybody could just claim your video and say it's theirs. So, for PewDiePie, he wanted Bitch Lasagna to be just able to be parodied and remixed and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
But it got copyrighted by some studio. And in parentheses, it says the studio, and then it says, on behalf of PewDiePie.
Yeah.
And PewDiePie was like, I did not do this. I did not do this. Like, I'm working to fight it right now, but, like, yeah, it just sucks that, like, things like that are happening. And I think the Deltarune and Undertale music, Toby Fox has always kept that free. But I guess that's been getting some copyright strikes. So he was just like, dispute that shit.
Yeah.
Like, publicly on Twitter. I think they need something to just check, like, the sources of where these are coming from, and just not let, like, any studio being like, yep, that's ours, LOL.
Yeah, it does definitely suck that there's a lot of people that can just... Because they do it, too, where they have, like, bots and stuff that they'll spam copyright claims for any and all videos. Just so that, like... Because what happens is sometimes there'll be, like, this dispute thing that goes through, and then, like, they end up getting a cut of, like, the CPM or whatever. And, like, it's this shitty practice, you know. Who is it? I think there's a YouTube creator, Mumbo Jumbo, recently had to deal with that, where like there were like thousands of copyright claims for his videos, even though like he's a Minecraft YouTuber. Like, he makes all of his content. Like, I don't know what, you know. So you just got to be careful. And the downside to that is that if they make it harder to dispute copyright claims, you know, or like harder to just like submit a form like that, then what they inadvertently do is they hurt small content creators who are actually being affected by people stealing their stuff, usually by large corporations, right? Usually by companies who will steal their art and make like t-shirts and stuff out of it. And so the harder you make it for them to spam these copyright allegations, the harder it becomes for people who are actually being affected by it and trying to, you know, submit these things. So I think there needs to be, I don't really know the solution, but there needs to be some sort of checks and balances in terms of, like, you know, trying to mitigate just thousands of bot reports versus, you know, some poor person being like, they used my video in this commercial. I spent years working on it, and now it's like the big thing, and I don't have any, you know?
Yeah, but with the bot claims, usually it's like on the first day, and that's where like a lot of your revenue's coming from.
Yeah,
and then
exactly,
immediately
too.
like goes right to the bots.
Mm-hmm. I mean, YouTube's a big fucking deal too. Like they can, I'm sure they can figure something out for it, you know?
Will they? No. I think his Moist Critical was talking about it too, where it was just where YouTube like will have a problem with a certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was one. It was like a video about something, and a lot of people were talking about it. And there was just like one point in the video where there was just a cucumber stuffed in like a one's mouth for like a joke about something.
Mm-hmm.
And YouTube didn't like that, so they were just like, boom, sexual content to this like, I think, documentary. And they put a strike on his channel, and so he was like, I think he couldn't upload for like a couple days, and like whatever. But Moist Critical was like, I don't get it, like YouTube has an editing feature like built in, why not just like set it to private and send them an email that they have like this many days to like just edit it out, like they have the editing feature. And Critical was talking about this because he did a podcast episode with like Susan, the CEO, and like 2 years ago, and brought up this issue, and she was like, "Oh, that's a good idea," like whatever. So he's like, "So when is it gonna be implemented on?"
Do you really think Susan Wojcinski's gonna get anything done?
No.
I still like her trying to appeal to everybody and like interviewing The Rock out of nowhere. I was just like, how do I make good YouTube videos? He's like, you know, just try really hard, I guess, you know. But like, yeah, it's that's the kind of thing too where I tell everybody, like, I will not step on and crush your dreams of like being the next big Twitch streamer or YouTuber or whatever, right? But like, maybe don't quit your day job immediately, you know? And that's not trying to be mean, that's just saying there's so many pitfalls that you don't realize that there are. There's like so many random things, like the adpocalypse, look at that. Like if you're staking your entire well-being on like CPM or on, you know, like donations and subscriptions and stuff, it's a very fickle market. And anything can happen at any point in time, so like make sure you go into it having a backup plan, having some sort of like savings or something, anything, man, because like holy shit, like I don't make most of my income via Twitch, because like not a lot of people watch me, and like sometimes I don't really stream for a long while. A lot of my income comes from like people who have seen my Twitch, or word of mouth, like people who know people and are like, hey, you draw D&D characters really well, like can you commission my character? You know, and when my commissions are open, like I'll post stuff, but like that's where a lot of it comes from. A lot of my stuff comes from like word of mouth and commissions and stuff like that I don't even post on social media. I don't, you know, it's this channel that I have through these people that like, this is where a lot of my work comes from. It's not this, and even that's fickle. Even that is like they're not always going to need, you know, their D&D characters, or, you know, if they lose their income, then like they can't afford to pay me. So like, being an artist is tricky and hard, man. And being a content creator is scary, and you know, don't just like jump into it and be like, I'm gonna drop out of school to be a content creator because, you know, Aaron Hansen did it and it worked for him. Like, you know.
Also, like most of the time, they might have already had some, I don't know, connections and support. I mean, I'm maybe not specifically Aaron Hansen, but
oh right, yeah.
But like in, you know, in general, if it's like a person who like made it big, especially when it comes to art, most of the time they had like, you know, they know someone who knows someone, and
yeah. So my big thing, and I'm not saying that you should wait for your big break, and that it is impossible to do without like here's my chance, here's my moment. But if you don't throw yourself out there, if you're not constantly like advertising and stuff like that, you can't expect to get, you know, that big break, that big moment where there's somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody kind of thing, you know. Like I'm lucky enough that one of the people that I did D&D commission for owns a hobby store, like a card shop, that they do have a ton of players who come in and use their shop for D&D and for, you know, Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. So like I lucked out with them being like, hey, I know a guy, check out this art that they did of my character, you guys might like this, and you know, but and that's the thing, is like, you could take it easy, but take it, you know, like you have to be working, you have to be throwing yourself out there, and it's scary and hard, but like you have to actively be working and showing people your stuff, and you know, trying to do all this stuff. And I realize how hypocritical it is saying that, given that like I don't post on social media really a ton and stuff like that, but like I also don't make a lot of money. Like I'm not ritzing it up like Big Town style. I maybe get like a commission every other month, you know. So, and I'm just living off like savings and significant other and you know, so but I'm still using this time to learn and to put in the effort to like try to improve and stuff like that. And that's the thing, is like, you spend the time improving while you don't have to worry about bills and like where your next fucking meal is coming from, and then start getting yourself out there. Don't just like, you know, don't just like quit your 9-to-5 because you're gonna be a big artist, and you know, because like there's so many artists out there, there's so many YouTubers and Twitch streamers, and like you gotta find your moment and find your people and your niche, and you know. And then I found $20.
And now you're set for the next month.
That's the biggest thing too, is be honest with yourself, you know. You know, ask yourself, go like, hey, have I been working to improve, or am I drawing a ton of stuff where like I'm hiding the hands behind the back because I can't draw hands? Like, people aren't gonna want to buy art from you if you can only draw characters with like their hands behind their backs, you know. Like, they're gonna want crazy action poses and, you know, dynamic stuff, and and things like that. You know what I mean? So like, get out there. Also, like, learn other styles too. Like, it's great if you find your style and people genuinely love it. That's great. That more power to you. If that's like your bread and butter, and people come to you specifically for your style, man, that's wonderful. I'm so amazed. But I often find that not every client wants the same art style. A lot of times I'll get my commissions and stuff like that. Like, I have people who want D&D characters who are done in this like old fantasy style, and then I've got people who play Final Fantasy who want characters drawn in Akihiko Yoshida's style, and then like Pokemon characters that like are done in like the Pokemon style and everything like that. And so it's like, you if you branch out, it means that you have more, like, the more different styles and the more different things you can do, the more willing people are going to be like, hey, I want my character in X style or whatever. And a lot of artists will charge extra for that. They'll go, I'll do it in my style, or if you want, you can spend extra and I'll try to make it look like whatever like media you're digging on, you know? But that's like something you can leverage.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, don't undervalue yourself if you're doing commissions and such. Throwback to the DeviantArt days when I don't know if DeviantArt still does, because I haven't used DeviantArt in like a long time. But there's like this points system.
Still there.
Okay, it's still there. So basically that's like their currency, and then people are doing commissions for 100 points. But that's like 10 cents.
Oh my god.
If I'm not mistaken.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Exactly. So if you're out there and you're like, okay, well, I want to do my commissions for... Fuck, I was pricing my portraits for like 50, and that's like even underballing it. And no one wants it because there's someone out there who's like doing it for 10 cents.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, no, so for everybody out there, I know that it's easy to go like, hey, I think my art is only worth like $5 or whatever, and that's the clientele that I can get, right? And that's fine. I'm not disparaging you. I'm not trying to say you're wrong and you shouldn't do that. However, you shouldn't do that. If that is your point of entry, if that is the only way that you have been able to get clients, you have been able to get work, then I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to drag you on Twitter. I'm not going to, point out your channel to a bunch of people and go, hey, look at this artist, they're hurting the community. But the more we band together and the more we actually start to value our work as a real job, because remember, there used to be an age where, like, artists would basically just be live-in depressed nerds that, like, rich people would just be like, ah, yes, I want a painter boy. This boy I'll give $1,000 a month, and he will be my painter boy to paint on a whim, or whatever he paints, I'm going to be his patron. Because, like, that's what they were. They were patrons. They were patrons of the arts. That's why, like, Patreon's even a thing. So, remember, it used to be a highly valued market. It used to be a highly valued skill. It still should be. Think about how long it takes for you to learn how to do the things you're doing. It might take you like 10 seconds to draw a quick doodle, but it took you years to learn how to do that doodle, to learn how to do it well and consistently, right? So factor that in when you're going like, oh, well, it's only like a 5-minute sketch. It's like, yeah, but it took you a while to learn how to make it a 5-minute sketch. The industry standard right now is $22 an hour. Think about that when you're doing $5 for a commission that takes you 8 hours, right?
Exactly.
And this is what I mean when I'm saying be honest with yourself too. Because are you spending that 8 hours actually working, Or are you like browsing Twitter and like maybe Pinterest and calling it looking for inspiration boards, but instead you're getting distracted looking through memes and stuff?
That's why counting by the hour doesn't work in the creative field.
Oh yeah,
it does not.
It's rough.
Because when I was like still in college, we had to, and we were doing a project, so we had to count by the hour.
No.
That doesn't work because some people are simply faster and some people work slower. Why does then the person who knows how to do their thing and does it efficiently get to earn less because they worked on it less hours?
Yeah, exactly. And that's...
yeah.
No, go ahead.
Then still, on the other hand, if you don't know how to value your work, then do try to count the hours just to see how much time you spend on it, and then do it like rate it on like an hourly basis, like the money, like the $22 an hour. Then you know how much you can at minimum charge.
Yeah. And so that's where it comes into kind of two. So there's two different ways to value your art when you're doing commissions and stuff like that. You do either like how long it takes you to do versus like the complexity versus like your standard rate. And a lot of people will go standard rate because, like Mint said, it's hard to figure out like how long does this take you, you know? But then you kind of get locked in where you're like, okay, this is a very complex piece. It's going to take me way longer to do, so you might be losing money on this, you know? Do what contractors do, where they give estimates, you know? Talk to your client. Figure out the piece that they actually want from you. Figure out the complexity and how long you think it's going to take you. And again, be honest with yourself. But figure this out and then go, okay, this is what I'm quoting you at. This is what I think this should be worth. And you can negotiate, you know? There's nothing wrong with negotiating. You're forming a contract with these people, you know? You're going, I will have this work done by X date, you know, for this amount of money. And if you can both come to terms, then fine. And if you can't, oh well. If they hit you with something like, whatever, your art's not that good anyway, like, screw them. You know? But it's hard. It's because we're running a business. We're having to be entrepreneurs when we're doing art. So we're character designing. We're actually doing the line art and like the painting and you know, like the composition and stuff like that. And then we're also being our own social media managers, and then we're being our like own lawyers and, you know, negotiators, and we're running our business like all while we're trying to do this. So like, again, like think about the things that go into this kind of stuff. It's tricky, but you know, try to value your art a little bit higher. It's not even a confidence thing. It's not a like, I think I can get, you know, X amount of money, like my art's not worth it, my art, you know, whatever. I mean, like, throw it out there. Start throwing numbers. I set my prices because I thought I was going to scare away people with my thing, because I wasn't ready for commissions. And instead of being an adult and going, hey, I'm not ready for commissions, I went, yeah, $70 per character. And people went, yeah, okay. I was like, well, fuck. Now I have to do it. Because, like, what are you going to do? Say no to that? But, like, you find people are willing to pay more than you think for a lot of pieces and for your art. And just because you might not like it doesn't mean everybody hates it, you know? Like, some people might they might be like, wow, this is the best fucking art I've ever seen, you know? Different styles and different things like resonate with different people. So, you know, just throw your shit out there, man.
Art don't die.
Yeah. Take it easy, but take it.
Today I'm the speedrunner.
Oh shit. I'm still partly trying to like design while I'm doing line art, which is a bad idea.
Silly Tap, that's what the sketch is for.
I know, and I kind of did a sketch, but like...
Silly Tap, tricks aren't for adults. Tricks are for kids.
Too late. They're not for kids anymore.
But like, look at this though. Like, look at this fucking, like, comic book style, like, fucking, like, beef.
Beef. Big man.
Where's
With
the
a
beef?
big plan. Where's the beef?
Where is the beef? Okay.
I hear the fly again. I thought you died off, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, good stretch. Maybe we should do a couple more streams this week and do a couple more of our characters.
Yeah, that sounds good.
More streaming.
Well, I'm on a sick leave, so I am available.
Hell yes. What character are you guys hoping to get next?
Kind of hoping I get Sibby.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's the protagonist for my sci-fi comic.
The hell yeah.
And I usually get a lot of man's drawings like done. So I would like to do a soft little cute gal.
You should talk about your comic a little bit, since you got a Final Fantasy character, not one of the comic characters.
Oh my god. So it's a comic that I'm mostly doing for my wife, because she has long, difficult days, and we started making it together. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this for my wife, and if other people like it, then so be it. So it's taken some time, but it is about a little space alien, and yes, she is blue. I know a lot of people are like, oh, blue space girl, but that's the point. That's the trope, you know, because I fucking love that trope, and I wanted to put like a hee nod to it and make the main character a blue space babe. But she's a spunky little gal that is like really wanting to go off on adventures and stuff, and she wants to follow her hero, Adam Engstrom, out into frontier space, and you know, like do what he do, and discover new planets and discover new species and worlds and stuff. But she ends up getting stuck in like the clarification side of the job, which is basically just space Wikipedia. And so she's kind of miserable, but she ends up kind of changing her status one night, and like she sneaks in and gets a hold of a computer and gets a ship assigned to her, which is a ship that kind of is busted. It's one that they won't miss or really be aware of. And she takes it off on her own, and since she didn't do it through proper channels, surprise, surprise, she doesn't have a proper crew. So the comic is about her going through space and doing the whole found family thing of acquiring a crew and finding all these misfits out in the universe that are gonna kind of help her live her dream and go out and explore the new frontier space stuff, and you know.
Hell yes.
Yeah, it's just all about found family.
Alright, Mint, now you explain your comic that you're making on the spot right now.
So there is a bee and a fish, and they're about to have a very hot makeout session, but then there is a meteor threatening to destroy the world. So
I thought you were going to use me as the villain.
You thought I was going to use one?
Me as the villain.
Well, maybe you're the meteor.
Oh shit!
Spoilers.
Oh shit!
Well, that won't happen until like chapter 69.
Oh fuck yeah!
Hap binged ahead. Just putting spoilers on Twitter right now.
Oh shit! Yeah. Fucking callback.
And then what happens?
So we have to figure out a way to destroy the meteor, but like the meteor is simply too strong. But through the power of our love, we can destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
The end.
It sounds like an instant classic. I'm excited. Still here, by the way. I never left. You better be drawing. Better be drawing, Chris. I know Jade is. You better be. You better be busting a low out right now. Or I'll get you. Oh, I'll get you. What should I have her create with her magic? What animal?
A BR.
A bear. Brr.
A bear for a bear trap.
Bear. Brr.
Tap once again proving that he would be a horrible foot fetish artist by not being able to draw fucking feet.
I felt that.
I solved feet in an episode, and now I can't remember how to feet.
There was a nugget. I know that. A chicken nugget.
Feet are just triangles. I think that they're better than it. So draw a triangle, Tap.
Shit, you're right. Wow, damn. Fuck me.
Triangle, chicken nugget, something else.
Triangle, chicken nugget, and a pancake. Wow, yep, okay. Checks out. Fuck me.
When your own advice comes back to haunt you. See, Mint and I listen.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Damn. I was gonna say, I never doubted you.
Oh.
Mint and I listen. Sometimes, like, oh, I thought you listened all the times.
I do listen all the time.
I had faith in you.
If I rewatch everything we say a million times in the edit, there's no way I cannot listen.
Yeah.
No excuse. I can't.
Go on.
No, that's it's over. It's I signed my my perishment.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe that I made like an entire drawing and then like kind of redid it because nothing was working out for it. Anatomy, not me.
Oh, I'm busting for Lao, alright. Yeah, but on paper. Not in your mind's eye.
Mm-hmm.
Tip, I was just gonna say, didn't you solve feet? See, even Tip knows. You've solved feet already. You've been there. This is old news.
Mm-hmm.
Feet are old news. Old fake news. So, okay. I don't know if you guys heard about it. So, basically, to promote, like, the new Buzz Lightyear movie, Chris Evans went to Disney World, but, like, the photo shoot is so awkward. People are just gaslighting him and just, like, saying it's, like, photoshopped and fake and stuff and, like, green screened, right? Because he just looks, like, so awkward in the photos. So a lot of people are like, wow, like, this was a good, like, Photoshop work, like, good job, like, Chris's team and, like, shit like this, that, and he was just like, I was really there, see? And, like, kept, like, posting, like, different photos that didn't make the cut, and people were just like, wow, good edit.
Good edit, wow. Damn.
So I think we need to do something like that one day. Where we gather all the fans to do some big, like, harmless prank gaslight. Not harmful shit. Just a funny little prank that isn't gonna hurt anyone. Or bully a company, I haven't decided yet.
We've gotta psychologically manipulate someone just as a goof.
Yeah. It's gonna be Tap. No, it's not. Unless.
Man, I'm the easiest to gaslight. Are you kidding me?
But it, like, just something like a little prank, like, oh, that's not real. You're so silly. Tap, you didn't go to the moon. What if we reverse? Oh my god, we Photoshop Tap into a bunch of pictures of the moon landing. Tap, you remember when you went to space?
I would kill for an opportunity to be an astronaut. Are you kidding me? I'm all for that. Send my ass to space, dog.
Yeah, space dog?
Yeah.
You want to do some space docking?
Yeah.
They always ask what space docking and not how is space docking.
It's pretty good. More fun if you want to add a sci-fi element and get some glow-in-the-dark stuff going, you know?
What do you think of my burr?
Oh, that's cute. Oh my god, that's really good, too.
You.
He wants some honey.
Some honey.
I don't know why I typed like E in the chat bar, but now I have to send it. It was there, and I was like, okay.
Sans, is that you?
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good Sans. Okay, I really liked the episode where they all went all the time.
Yeah, instant calls classic.
Oh god, man, my head is pounding.
Pound it less. Stop smacking it.
I can't stop.
Stop fucking
Don't stop the beat.
it. Da 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 da. Everybody, get up and draw with your body. Oh yeah. What?
Groove to
What
the
about
beat and feel united. Whoa, whoa. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. The beat won't stop, don't stop.
Boom, 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 boom.
Have you seen the music video for that? It's
Brr.
pixel art and it's fucking insane.
Oh, to be a bear.
Oh, to be a bear. Oh yeah, Monk.
Remember to save. Ah.
I'd rather.
Oh
die.
yeah.
Oh, it changed. There we go. Gotta add some little highlight. Oh, maybe just pure whites. This isn't showing up.
I think I actually need to be done for now. My wrist is killing me.
But I'm here right now.
I'm almost done. All I need to do is finish the other arm, the axe, and then do my flats.
I'm almost done. I just have this laundry list of things.
Well, flats take like a second.
That's true. I believe in you.
And the axe is just a fucking curve. Ooh.
Mince, I believe in you even more.
What's that supposed to mean?
Damn.
Oh, I can't encourage any of my friends.
Well, that
No,
seems
just that
a
you
little
believe
bit
in her even
backhanded.
more. Yeah, damn.
Well, Mint doesn't even have feet yet. I'm giving my art power to Mint. What little I have of it.
Just out here like, Mint, you're my favorite.
Mint, you're my new emotional support tab.
Yeah, there you go.
Too late. I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Damn.
Fuck. I blew it.
I blew it.
All the months of pursuing have gone to waste.
Yeah. Oh my god, Monk needs lunch.
Monkey bellow.
He do his
What
thing.
a fine fellow.
One fine fellow indeed.
Let's see if I can find any of these character sheets.
Well, this drawing is never gonna get finished. It's only
Better.
getting worse and worse.
Oh no. Sometimes you gotta come at it with fresh eyes. So if you keep working it and you find that you're not liking what you're doing, put it away for a hot minute. Come back to it in another day or like another hour. You know. Yeah, God, I need to take care of him in a second. Yeah, come back at it with a fresh pair of eyes.